This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my review of The Producers. This is the original film from the 60s, and a slight warning, I'll be talking about slightly controversial stuff in this, since this movie is kind of a dark comedy at some points, and is very stereotypical and kind of offensive characters, but it is still a fun movie from Mel Brooks, and I had a lot of fun watching it, which is why I didn't want to talk about it. But if you are easily offended, I would honestly not watch this video because I think this video will be talking about things that may offend you, since this movie, as I said, is kind of offensive. But yeah, honestly, this movie is genuinely hilarious. It is so stupid and follows one of the dumbest plots of a movie to make a play that is a complete flop, and just finding the absolute worst people to be able to do that. And this goes through them having a play that glorifies Hitler, named Springtime for Hitler, and obviously they know this is bad, and they are trying to make the play flop, and they find the worst director on Broadway, which is one of the offensive things, kind of the stereotypical, especially for the 60s gay man, and it is that is one of the more offensive parts to modern times, but it's all supposed to be ridiculous, and they are making fun of everyone, which I think does kind of neutralize it out. And there's also the fact that the writer is literally a Nazi and has a picture of Hitler in his house. So it's just them trying to find, honestly, just the worst people who just have some unique traits, and is really a political statement against really any of those groups. And it's shown more when you get to the lead actor in the play who plays Hitler, and that is LSD, who, if you can't tell, is a more hippie character who is really into drugs. So that just makes it even more absurd and even more fun. And yeah, honestly, as I said, this does have some offensive stuff, but it's kind of just being offensive towards everyone, and even the people behind it are terrible people. And the producers, not Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks is a great creator, but the producers behind it are mainly the playwright is a really bad person, and the accountant is just kind of roped in, but going along with this makes him also a pretty bad person. But still, this is such a fun movie. And they're doing all these just horrible decisions purposely to ensure that this play will flop. And it's just such a ridiculous plot. Obviously, it is a little outdated, and even though it is a little outdated, I still think it is very funny with its humor. Mel Brooks is really a great creator, and it's such a fun movie, which is how absurd it is because it knows just all the stuff is supposed to be terrible and is just running with that as the joke. It gets to some absurd points, especially when they truly begin to play and you see the Springtime for Hitler musical. It is pretty bad at the start of it, and it turns to something that is comedically making fun of Hitler, which was why in the movie it turns out this play is a hit, and this scheme to make a bunch of money does fail, and that's just a great defeat for the main characters who are trying to scam people out of their money. It is very funny, and honestly, it's just a really absurd movie where it shows that if you are trying to do these really bad things and take advantage of people, you're going to mess up and things aren't going to go your way. That is pretty funny to see how badly this goes and how they totally don't learn their lesson and doing the same thing at the end. But yeah, honestly, I would highly recommend checking out this movie as long as you're not easily offended because, as I said, it's a very funny movie, but it can be very easily offensive to some people. I want to know what you think. Have you seen this movie, or did you see the Broadway play or the reboot? Curious about all of those because I wanted to check out the original, and the original really is hilarious. It's definitely something that would not be able to be made today, especially in its current state, unless really Mel Brooks or the guys behind South Park made it. I think those are the only two ways that could be made today, since they are both known for making stuff like this. But if a new director tried to make something like this today, there is no way that a studio would get behind this. But still, it is a ridiculous movie. I definitely recommend checking it out. And want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments. And I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.